Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you how we make these balloon distortion flowers. I'm not going to talk about the centers today. I'm just going to talk about how to make the petals because the centers are like a whole other topic. So we're just going to talk about how to make these petals. Before we get into it, I just want to tell you one thing. If you haven't already, please find me over on Facebook in my group, the Balloon Hub Hot Deals and Cool Designs. That is a Facebook group that is free for you to join, and it's just a place where I share deals, discounts, promo codes on things that I find that are related to ballooning. Everything other than the balloons, or the balloons sometimes if those are on a good deal. But the supplies, the equipment, all the other stuff that we're like spending money on all the time to keep our businesses going, I'm finding deals for you on that. So if that sounds good to you, join me over there. Okay, let's get into it. First of all, use quality balloons. I know for sure that you need high quality 260s, and I also know for sure that you need high quality balloons for different reasons. They don't hold up well when you use cheaper balloons. Okay, so I'm using Tough Tech Sugar, and these are Decamex clear 260 balloons. So the first thing that you need to do is, and this step is important, don't skip this step, you need to stretch out your 12 or 11 or 12 inch balloon. All you have to do to stretch it out is inflate it a couple of times. I like to do two. Next, we're going to get our 260 and just fold it about in half. You really do not need any pencils or straws or anything like that. They really just slide right into the balloon. You don't need to do anything extra. So now that we have it in there, I just slid it right in. I'm going to separate the two ends of my 260 and make sure that you can see what I'm doing here, and put it over top of the pump. I'm going to hold on to that 260 here at the nozzle and inflate the balloon while holding on to the 260 so it doesn't get blown up. So it doesn't get blown up into the balloon. So you see I still got my 260s down here. Next, you can use a hand pump. I prefer to use my 260 inflator. Why work smarter, not harder, right? This is like 20 bucks, totally worth the purchase. Next, I'm going to keep this pinch so I don't lose air and slide the 260 onto that 260 inflator. And then I'm sliding my fingers down so that it can inflate, and just letting that 260 inflate inside the balloon. Okay. So I can tell that my 260 is inflated in there. You can see that ridge around. You see that there? Now I'm going to pull down the ends of that 260 so that I know that everything that's not inflated is now outside of the balloon, and so that what's inside is only the inflated part. Okay, so now I've got these edges pulled out, and now I'm going to tie them in a knot while trying to maintain as much air in this balloon as possible. If you lose a little air, it's fine. But I'm just going to kind of like work quickly and try to block the air from coming out. So I'm just going to see, I still got my fingers here, so I'm losing a little air, but that's okay. I'm just working quickly to tie this knot. There we go. I've lost a little bit of air. It's still very well inflated. Next, you do need to trim off the edges of your 260s so that they don't block the air coming out. The next thing I like to do, which I'm having trouble doing with this Tough Tech balloon, is to like shift. Yeah, it's not working. So I'll have to show you that another time. But it's nice if you can shift the nozzle of your balloon like to the back, but it's fine. It's going to end up at the bottom. And then, okay, so this is like the part, this is the hardest part, is like now doing the actual distortion. We've got these two inflated, but now we need to get the shape that we're looking for. And this is how I do it. This is what I have found works best for me, is I take an edge, so a countertop or whatever. This is an ironing board. Okay, so I'm on the edge here. I'm gonna spread my palm out on the balloon like this, and I'm going to slowly let go of the pressure with this hand, or let go of the air so that it slowly comes out while I'm putting nice even pressure with this hand. I don't want it to be like this. I want it to be I want my hand to cover as much of the balloon as possible. And while I am doing that, at the same time, I am going to bend this edge over this ledge. So I'm going to kind of curl it around. So watch that. So I'm pushing here, I'm letting go slowly of the air here, and while that's happening, I'm pulling this so that I'm pulling on, again, this end, so that I am curling the bottom edge of this balloon underneath my working surface. See how I'm like curving it? All the way until I can get as much air out as possible. And then let go. Now in this one, I've got these just a tiny bit twisted. It's okay, because that's not going to be seen. So here we have my next petal. Okay, so let me show you that again. So spreading my hand out as wide as it'll go, pulling with this hand, and pushing with this hand while I slowly release air. So I am curving this balloon in a C shape around the edge of this ironing board. One more time. If you lost more air in that process than you wanted to, you can always just add more in. All right, so now I have 5 petals. Most of my flowers end up being 5 petals. I think that kind of is like not too overcrowded, but also full enough. I am gonna use glue dashes, and I am just gonna line these up and then put the glue dashes where these sides are going to meet. So I don't want these like this. I'm not trying to make them, bending them back like this and having this nice curve is going to help you be able to make these with less petals. If you leave these straight, you're going to end up having like 8 or 9 petals to make a round flower. But in doing this, much of the balloon is actually like vertical. Oh, just touched them, so I guess that's where these are going. Okay, so there's one. Tight here on this one, so I'm going to add another one here. So there you have it. Now we just have to add a center. There are a ton of different ways you can do centers. I'm going to do that in a different video, but this is the basic structure of our flower. I hope that helps. If you have questions, of course, please let me know. And as always, happy ballooning.